Hey, how's it going, everybody? Finally got a video for you guys. Anyways, on the color shift systems, I haven't been able to go outside and stay out there long enough to do an outdoor video to really show the effects of this paint. Mainly because our allergy season here sucked. I'm still feeling like crap, and all the pollen's dropped. It's just we've been having wind, so it's just blowing it all over the place. But once that's all gone, I'll go outside and show you guys a really good video. There's this paint, at least 5 different colors. It's crazy stuff. It's like they got all the Duplicolor Mirage kits and just mixed it up in a bucket. It's awesome stuff. Otherwise, with the light here aimed at my face, blinding me, I can show you a little bit of the color shift, like maybe 3 different colors at most. On those so far, it's red, green, blue, purple, gold. Had it almost go orange if you're like holding the system and just looking at it down the top of it in a straight view. So it's just really cool stuff. Anyway, it's going to show those last. What I did was a top half of a Model 2 Super Nintendo. Mine was starting to really yellow bad, so I figured, what the hell? And it turned out beautiful. And even better is it looks like I bought the damn thing that way. I decided to do the silver battery cover shells or whatever on my OUYA controller. Same thing, turned out really good. The stuff sticks to the metal, just awesome. Really good paint. So, start off with some pickups here. Not too much stuff, man. It's been just really abysmal for yard sales and swap meets the last few times. And being that I had a bad allergy season, man, I really been playing the hermit thing and just trying to stay indoors unless I have an appointment or something to go to. So it was getting me to the point where I'd start feeling like I'm getting the flu. It's really bad. So, got, I'm not going to say a new system, but an upgrade to a system that I already had, because last time I got on my older PS3, I've got just a regular old Slim. It's pretty much yeah, I don't think there was any other areas where there's save files that had problems. That it's the ones that saves the larger size ones, like if you got a game where it wants to install it to the hard drive, those files. Anyways, I was going through them, trying to free up some space because I was getting down to nil. Found about 20 or so of them that were corrupted. And I'm down to, geez, it's either 5 or more that I could not delete. It's like if you try and delete it, it will show like it's going to do it. Some of it will even show how big the file is. Like one of them's like 700 and something megabytes. The other ones, unfortunately, are more like in the gigabyte range, like 2 gigabytes, 3 gigabytes. So it's taking a good chunk of space, but it's like the little delete thing, it'll keep going and going and going and going to the point to where it's either I have to shut off the system or eventually the system will freak out and shut itself off like you're having a game freeze on you. So not good. Tells me there's a bad partition or something on the hard drive. And only thing I haven't done is do a system restore or factory reset or whatever you want to call it on them things. Mainly because I got a lot of freaking files on it and I don't want to get rid of everything and have to start over. So I figured, screw it. Haven't been finding anything at yard sales and stuff lately, so I took the money that I usually use for that and bought myself a new PS3. Got this one at GameStop. It was $219.95. Really good deal for a 500 gig system. And I'm just taking a guess at this, just on experience. Is the first game that I tried on it, to where it does have to install some stuff to the system, was Fallout New Vegas. Is my other system had a lot of problems with that game on it, to the point where I went and bought it for my Xbox 360 just so I could beat the damn game. I'd get to a certain point in it, or be in a certain area, try and just get around, and You know, like if you go into a building and go out, it has to load it and it'll show the roulette wheel. Anyways, when it get to the roulette wheel, it would just keep spinning and spinning and not load anything, to the point where I'd have to turn off the system and start over from the last save point. Just really annoying. Or to the point where it would corrupt my save file to where I'd have to go back even further or start the damn game over if I only have one friggin' file. So just really annoying. Anyways, I got this a few days ago, and I've been playing that game ever since, and got far enough into it to where I've only had it do that once, but it didn't corrupt the file or anything. I was able to go to the point that it was saving, and it loaded right up. And the only other thing it did with the game, and this, I've seen this in lots of games, to where if you jump in an area where you're really not supposed to be there, your guy will freeze in place to where you can't get out of it, like jumping into a rock or whatever, or a cliff. Anyways, only had that happen once, so I'm thinking maybe this works a little bit better. Maybe just a different upgrade or something. I don't know. It just seems to do better. And when it does load the levels, it seems to load them faster too. So I'm really happy with that system so far. And on the whole old school top load thing where they got the little tray lid that slides, hey, I am happy as hell with that. That means if the thing ever fucks up and I got a game in it, boom, I can get the damn game out instead of having to tear the system apart. And also easy access to that laser. So if it gets dirty, and I'm in fucking Arizona, dust everywhere, I can clean it myself. So I like that feature about it. So on game pickups, show you what I got for my buddy John here first. I don't think I showed this to you guys yet because I've had it for a little bit. And I haven't played it all the way through or anything. It's one of those interactive Japanese anime games. Hence import for the PlayStation. Because now we got that debugging system that will play Japanese games. And we're showing John at Video Game World the debugging station, popped this in to show that it plays Japanese stuff. And we kind of put it to a stop because he had kids in there, and it's like, dude, is that porn on his bed? Click! So, doesn't really give any kind of rating or anything on this. Usually on anime, to say like anime 18, anime 17 or whatever, which tells you, okay, there's going to be boobs and butts and possibly insertion into one of those butts. But this, it just says NTSCJ and everything else is in Japanese, but just a little bit of stuff like the companies that made it and whatnot. And I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right. It says on the front, first name Maria, family name Santos, sex female, date of birth unknown, place of birth unknown, blood type unknown. Note, beautiful brown eyes. And then it says Sampa Guita. 2-disc game. And it didn't take long to get to that point. It's like first part of the game, it shows the girl walking along and she's obviously stumbling around, and then it shows her drunk in an alley. And you're obviously playing as the guy, and you see her drunk in the alley, and it's like, oh, are you okay? And picks her up and figures, oh, she's drunk in the alley, so I can take her home and fuck her. And I'm pretty sure that's what happens next, because right after that, the cops see you doing something, and they're wondering what's going on. And if you say the wrong thing to the cops, they put you in jail, and then that's the end of the game, and you got to start over. But once I got past that, takes her up to his apartment. As soon as he opens up the door, boom, bed with porn mags on it. So kind of gives you an idea what happens after that. Maybe, possibly. Otherwise, I think that one John gave me for $10 because it's the only import that he had. So I figured, cool, man, gives me a official Japanese game to try. Is so far on that debugging system, obviously it plays American games and it plays them all beautifully, loads them right up, no problems. And on ones that I've downloaded and burned to CDR, mostly done American games and Japanese games. All those play beautifully. I only did one Euro game. I think it was the European version of Evil Dead Hail to the King. That one, it acted like it was loading up, and then it went black screen, which I'm thinking the initial load up will show it in US format for the TV, and then once it starts playing the game, it goes to PAL, and obviously I don't have a PAL TV. Otherwise, that one might have played all right. A couple other games that I got from him. He'd recently had somebody bring in a ColecoVision not too long ago, and nice little pile of games with it, and a lot of them were either just really hard to find games that aren't cheap or just outright rare. So I've been going through all my PlayStation games and had a few dubs, stuff that he was looking for, some of his customers were looking for, so I traded those towards a couple of the rare or rare-ish ColecoVision games. With this being possibly the rare one. It's Oil's Well. This one is by Sierra Online. For anybody that's really old school, you probably recognize Sierra Online. For anybody that's newish to gaming, they did a lot of stuff for old school computers when it was back to 486 before we had the Pentiums and stuff on the processors. My nephew had a lot of games on his system. I think one was called Police Quest or something. I forget, man, because I never really got into playing those, but they did a lot of stuff. And it could be they just didn't do much for ColecoVision, hence why this is a rare one. Otherwise, pretty fun game. Then this one is by Microfun. It's called The Heist by Mike Livesay. Basically, you're like an art thief or whatever, and you just play this guy and you're running from room to room and stuff, avoiding different traps and whatnot, stealing paintings. So not much to it, but cool enough. And for games that old, man, they're both in good shape. So cool. Now something that made me happy today, hence I had an appointment, so I had to get out in this bad pollen-infested weather while the wind was blowing like a son of a bitch. Hence I'm in Arizona. But stopped at Pong World on the way home. And I didn't ask. Sometimes it's better not to. But they lowered the price on their used PS3 and Xbox 360 games, and probably their Wii games too, down to $6 a game. You can't beat that, man, unless you find something in the bargain bin at GameStop where they fucked up and stuck the wrong game in there, which is seldom. So anyways, first off, definitely worth more than $6. Thought this was pretty cool. Got Metal Gear Solid, the Legacy Collection, 1987 to 2012. It's got, let's see, Metal Gear. The thing, it doesn't specify on back which is which for which system. You got to know. So Metal Gear 2, Solid Snake, Metal Gear Solid, Metal Gear Solid VR Missions, Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty, Metal Gear Solid 3, Snake Eater, Metal Gear Solid 4, Guns of the Patriots. It looked like it had some PSP games on it too. Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker, Metal Gear Solid, and Metal Gear Solid 2. Something that I thought was cool. There's a lot of people around here with trash. Had the book that came with it. It's cool. It's each one of the games They just spread it out into the different years and show all the different artwork that was either used for different countries or stuff that wasn't used or whatever, man. So a lot of cool Metal Gear type artwork in here. Just different game covers and whatnot. And on the older games, the older ones on this, I'm pretty sure are all PlayStation. I'm thinking they're all 480p. This isn't like some of the other ones that they've redone to where it's in HD, unless it's made to be in HD. Otherwise, cool enough. Then this one, played a bit today, and I'm liking it, man. It's a cool game. Definitely different take on the series. You feel like you're playing Ninja Gaiden as the dude you're playing as is a cyborg ninja. It's fucking badass, man. You can't. You don't only just kill the people that you're supposed to kill, man. You can be a hippie hater and go up and hug the tree and then chop it to pieces. If you don't like Asian cars, you can chop up cars. I mean, just about everything that's on the street or whatever that isn't like buildings, even some buildings, I guess, you can chop up. Because there was one thing that was like pillars or whatever from like an old stadium or whatever. I was chopping the pillars down and having everything come down, man. It's just really cool. Definitely more of a fighter brawler type. And this is like friggin' new for the Xbox 360, man. I mean, whoever had this obviously didn't like it. There is not a scratch on this disc. It is brand spanking new, man. Very cool. Definitely going to be going back there either tomorrow or the next day, man, and pick some more up. I'm hoping they're going to keep this $6 thing permanent, but just in case they don't, I got to take advantage of it because they do get good games over at Pawn World occasionally. Okay, now that I'm creeping up to 20 minutes here, show you guys the Super Nintendo first. Let's see how it does. Anyways. Okay. It's green. Can't quite get it to go blue. Anyways. Green. Get close here. I have a red to purple. Okay, it's almost trying to turn blue. This stuff just works a lot better if you got a room full of light or you're outside with it, so it can hit from all angles. I definitely plan on doing an outside video to show you guys this and the OUYA controller again, and possibly the Dreamcast that I did. But man, it's allergy season, so nah. Gotta wait till all that crap's gone. Sick of feeling sick. Let's see if we can go gold. Not quite. Found if I take it outside with the sun hitting it dead on and I look at it like this, just boom, the whole top just looks like gold. Just really, really cool paint. Okay. This I might be able to show a little bit better since it's smaller. Oh. Like you guys haven't seen one of these, but for anybody newish to gaming. That's normally what the controller looks like. Sides there, which are also the battery covers, silver, aluminum, just like the little console there. As this thing, I do have another controller brand new in the box. That one I'm keeping normal. This just, wow. There we go. Purple. Green. Okay, that's almost going blue. Yeah, you almost got to get it in the shade for it to turn blue. So I think that's the primary color that they used. Still can't get it to turn gold. But cool enough. Been getting the wind like crazy, so just figured I might as well show them to you guys just in case this damn wind keeps up for a few days. Never had allergy season to where it hits me so bad to where I wish I had the flu, to where at least I could throw up if I wanted to. This is just the sensation of wanting to throw up. Just gets all in your chest and lungs and throat, and it's just bad. Makes me want to just say fuck you hippies and go out and burn all the trees down and kill all the plants and just pave the entire yard and put in a basketball court or something. Big fucking driveway. More cars. Don't know. Anyways, don't know when I'll be doing another video, man. I haven't been over to my buddy John's for a little bit because of all this allergy crap, but once I get over there, usually when he gets something oddball, he saves it for me until he puts it out for sale because he knows that I like the oddball old school systems. So, you never know. May have another video for you guys with something cool to show. Catch y'all later.